Well, good day folks, welcome back to the MB Wildman channel. On today's video, I'm going to introduce you to the best $5.99 that you can spend as a trapper, in my humble opinion. So we'll get right into it here. I'm back doing a nuisance wildlife job. Got a local farmer who's got a raccoon issue. He's got some chickens and he wants some raccoons cleaned up. He's got some that are coming right up on the porch. He's got them on his like little security camera and the whole deal. So we're just back far enough away from the house that we're away from pets and whatnot. Going to set some pail sets with some 220s. This is one of my favorite raccoon sets. You know, as long as there's no pets around, because these are pretty lethal. Anyway, so what we're going to talk about today is the safety gripper setter. Safety gripper for your conibear traps. These are an absolute must if you're a beginning trapper, if you're an experienced trapper, if you've been in this game for 20 years or 20 minutes, you really need to have at least one of these with you all the time when you're working on conibears, okay? So basically this is just a device that allows you to help safely set any type of conibear, so that while you're working with it and setting the trigger and adjusting the springs and doing all that stuff, if it is to accidentally fire or mistakenly fire, this will catch it and it'll allow it not to snap your hands or smash your fingers, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through just a little quick. I'm gonna set this pail set up here. It's all baited. I've got my, I got my 220 conibear right here. Springs are all set. So what you do, how the safety setter works is pretty straightforward. And I know there's some of you that are watching the channel going, seriously? You're doing a video about safety setters? I've been doing these for 20 years. Great, and if you have, that's awesome. But if you're brand new, or if you've ever snapped your fingers in a conibear and thought, man, why did that snap like that? Or why did that do that? Or whatever. This will help you so that doesn't happen again. Now there's all kinds of videos out there too on how to make these yourself, how to make ones of your own, like with tubes and springs and all kinds of stuff. And those are really great videos. And in my mind, they're just, for $5.99, which is what I paid for this one, I'm not going to bother to make my own for $5, right? Anyway, so here's how they work. They're just a little J-hook like this, and they got a spring mount like this, and they will swivel, right? This is just on the spindle, okay? Little hook on the end. Lots of times I like to hook this like to my belt loop on a little piece of retractable something sometimes, or just depending, so I got it right with me, especially if I'm doing beaver traps where I'm doing a lot of them. But all right, so here's my conibear, my 220, and springs are all set. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get it as close to ready as I can, right? So you want to try to put the little spring that's obviously jammed up here. All right, so you want to get it as close as you can to the way that you want it. Right, there's your trigger, there's the whole setup. Right, so then you're just going to squeeze it like you would normally go to set it, and then you're going to put your setter, your safety gripper, on either side of that spring, just like that. Okay, so you can see that right there. Now what that does, I can now actually let go if I want to. I can let go of this and it stays. Okay. So we're going to keep that on there as long as possible and then take it off right at the very end, okay? So here we go. So it's on there now. And when I squeeze this shut to put the trigger on, the spring allows it to close with it and stay on the trap, right? All right, so I'm going to swing around. I'm going to put it in my pail the way that I normally would. And set my trigger the way I like it. All right, so there's my set. I'm in the pail. I'm going to take the safety springs off. There we go. Just like that. In the pail. Bend my springs up. Just like that. All right, so my trap is set. Nice and easy in the pail. Okay? Piece of cake. Now I'm just going to reach in. Going to remove the safety setter. And I'm all good. I've just set that trap in the safest way possible. Because if, while I was messing with it, putting in the pail, setting the trigger, anything like that, if it were to go off, this would catch it and make it so it didn't snap and hit me. Okay, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to put this back on, like this. All right, so there's how we were working with it, etc. So let's say that I'm taking the safety springs off, and I'm messing around with this trap, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. and for some reason, the spring happens to go off, okay? So I've got it on there, I'm messing with it, putting it in the pail. For some reason, the trigger releases and my springs are already off. Now, this is a pretty dangerous situation. As a trapper, you can snap your fingers, you can snap your hands, you can snap all kinds of different things. It'll jump out of the pail, and it's a time waster too, right? But anyway, with this on here, you can see my springs are fully, no safeties here, right? So this thing's about to snap and hit me, but it doesn't, right? So this safety gripper right here catches that trap right about that size. So this doesn't snap. It just opens that far, and you're like, oh man. All right, piece of cake. Now you just reset it, reset your trigger, and away to go. Right, so this is a Bridger model. There's all kinds of different ones, but this safety setter is a must for all trappers, new and old, in my opinion. It's the safest way to set a conibear, safest way to save your fingers. You know, you see pictures online all the time of, you know, guys and girls with bruises and broken fingers and whatnot from whatever reason. This will save an awful lot of that. So go ahead, spend the $6 or whatever they are in your neighborhood, and get a couple of these to have on your trap line. Anyway, listen, I hope this is just a quick tip that can help you out. And until next time, happy hunting from the NB Wildman channel.